My dear friend, let us sit together for a moment. Not to achieve anything, not to fix the broken parts of your soul or to map out a strategy for a better tomorrow, but simply to look at the peculiar way we find ourselves in this world. Have you ever noticed the curious sensation of a hand trying to grasp a handful of water? The harder you squeeze, the faster the water vanishes through your fingers. And yet there is this persistent, nagging urge to clench the fist. We are, all of us, professional clenchers. We clench our muscles, we clench our thoughts, and most tragically, we clench our very lives as if they were something that could be held still. You see, we are under a very strange sort of spell. We've been taught from the moment we could speak that there is a me inside this bag of skin, and then there is a universe outside of it. And because we feel like a lonely little island in a vast, unpredictable ocean, we feel we must defend ourselves. We must exert control. We must make the world behave. And it is right here, in this very effort to make the outside match the inside, that we encounter the heat. Think of it this way. When you drive a car and you keep your foot on the brake while pressing the accelerator, what happens? There is a screeching, there is smoke, there is a smell of burning rubber. That is friction. And in the inner life of a human being, we give that friction a very heavy, very serious name. We call it suffering. Suffering is not a bolt of lightning sent from the heavens to punish you. It is not an inherent quality of the world itself. The stars don't suffer, they simply burn. The wind doesn't suffer, it simply blows. Suffering is the heat generated when the small, frantic ego rubs up against the giant, effortless turning of the cosmos. It is the friction of a soul at war with reality. Now, why are we at war? It's a marvelous question. We are at war because we have mistaken the menu for the meal. We have mistaken our ideas about life for life itself. We have a set of concepts, ideas about how long we should live, how people should treat us, how much money we should have, and how the weather ought to look on a Sunday morning. And when the reality of the moment, the messy, wiggly, unpredictable reality doesn't fit into our neat little boxes, we start to push. We push against the isness of things. But you cannot push against the universe and win. It's like trying to smooth out the ripples in a pond with a flat iron. You only succeed in making more ripples. You see, the universe is a flow. It is a river of constant transformation. Everything is in a state of flux. The mountains are flowing, the clouds are flowing. Your very cells are a river of energy that never stays the same for a billionth of a second. But the ego, that little conceptual ghost we think we are, wants to be a rock. It wants to stand still in the middle of the river and say, "I will not move." And the river, being the river, simply crashes against the rock. That crashing is the pain you feel. We are taught that to be a strong person means to have a strong will, to be the master of our fate. But what if this will is nothing more than a tightened muscle in the back of the neck? What if our control is merely a way of holding our breath? You can hold your breath for a while, yes. You can feel very powerful and very contained, but eventually you have to let go, or you will die of your own strength. The secret that the stars know and that the trees know is that there is no outside and inside. You are not a stranger in the universe. You are the universe-ing. Just as a wave is something the ocean is doing, you are something the entire cosmos is doing at this particular point in space and time. When you realize that, the war ends. Not because you won, but because you realized there was no enemy to fight. Suppose you are watching a movie. You become so involved in the drama, so gripped by the tragedy of the hero, that you begin to sweat. Your heart races. You might even cry. You are suffering. But then, for a brief second, you remember, this is just light hitting a screen. The drama doesn't stop. The hero might still be in trouble, but the friction vanishes. You are no longer at war with the plot. You are simply experiencing the play of light. Life is a play of light. It is a happening. And the most marvelous thing about a happening is that it doesn't need your permission to happen. It is already doing it. The sun doesn't ask if it should rise, it just does. Your heart doesn't ask if it should beat, it just does. Most of the things that keep you alive are happening quite effortlessly without any you to direct them. And yet, when it comes to the big things, our careers, our reputations, our deaths, we suddenly think we have to take the steering wheel and white-knuckle our way through the void. But who is the you that is steering? If you look very closely, you'll find that you are just another part of the flow. Your thoughts are happening just like the wind is blowing. Your desires are arising just like the grass is growing. When you stop trying to stand outside of the flow and manage it, you find a curious thing. The flow manages itself quite well. The friction begins to dissipate the moment you stop saying no to the present moment. Now, I don't mean that you become a doormat or that you stop acting in the world. Quite the opposite. When you stop fighting reality, you have all that wasted war energy available to actually participate in the dance. You see, when you're not resisting the water, you can swim. When you're fighting the water, you drown. We think that if we stop resisting, if we stop being at war, that everything will fall apart. We fear that without our constant anxious interference, the world will descend into chaos. But look at the forest. No one is managing the forest. No one is telling the trees which way to grow or scheduling the falling of the leaves. And yet, it is a masterpiece of order. It is a dynamic order, not a static one. It is an order that includes death, decay, and transformation. The friction we feel, the suffering, is our refusal to accept that the dance includes the end of the song. We want the music to play forever, but music is only music because it is moving towards silence. If a note were held forever, it would no longer be music, it would be a noise. To enjoy the note, you must let it go so the next one can arrive. So let us look at this war we are waging. What are we actually fighting? We are fighting the fact that things change. We are fighting the fact that we cannot know the future. We are fighting the fact that we are not the masters of the universe. But why on earth would you want to be the master of the universe? It would be a dreadful bore. It would be like playing a game of cards where you already know every card in the deck and how the game ends. The joy of the game is the not knowing. The joy of the dance is the movement. If you can see that your suffering is simply the tension of your own resistance, you can begin to relax. Not because you've solved your problems might still be there, but because you've stopped making a problem out of having problems. You stopped throwing your body against the gears of reality. You begin to glide. And in that gliding, you find a peace that is not the absence of movement, but the perfection of it. You see, the soul at war with reality is like a person trying to walk north on a ship that is sailing south. You can walk as fast as you like, you can get very tired, you can get very angry at the deck for moving under your feet, but the ship is still going south, and the reality is the ship. The reality is the vast moving ocean of existence. You can either spend your life pacing the deck in a rage, or you can sit down, have a drink, and enjoy the view of the water. Because, in the end, the ship is going where it's going, and you are part of the cargo. When we talk about letting go, it sounds like a very difficult thing to do. We think it requires a great deal of effort to stop making an effort. It's like trying to be humble. The moment you start trying to be humble, you are incredibly proud of your humility. No, you can't try to let go. You can only see that there is nothing to hold on to. Suppose you are falling off a cliff. If you try to grab onto the air, you will still fall, but you will be terrified. If you realize that there is no branch to catch, you still fall, but you are at least free to enjoy the sensation of flying. And the truth is, we are all falling. We have been falling since the moment we were born. The ground is rising up to meet us, and that is what we call death. But if you realize that the ground and the falling and the you are all one process, the fear vanishes. The friction stops. The war is over. We are so afraid of the word surrender. We think it means defeat. But in the world of the spirit, surrender is the ultimate victory. It is the surrender of a mirage to the desert. It is the surrender of a wave to the ocean. It doesn't mean you disappear. It means you find out what you really are. You are not the wave. You are the ocean. And the ocean is never at war with itself. The waves may crash, the storms may howl, but deep down, in the center of it all, there is an absolute, unshakable stillness. That stillness is your true nature. It is the place where there is no friction because there is no other to rub against. There is only the one undivided reality playing a game of hide and seek with itself. And you, my friend, are the it. So why the long face? Why the clenched jaw? You are a magnificent opening through which the universe is looking at itself. You are a nerve ending of the cosmos. Don't waste your time being a soldier at war with the very life that is breathing you. Drop the sword. The war was only an idea, a nightmare from which you can wake up at any moment. And when you wake up, you'll find that the reality you were fighting was never your enemy. It was your home. It was the very thing you were looking for when you were busy running away from it. The friction ends, the heat dies down. And when you wake up, you'll find that the reality you were fighting was never your enemy. It was your home. It was the very thing you were looking for when you were busy running away from it. The friction ends, the heat dies down, and what is left is a cool, clear clarity, a sense of being exactly where you are, which is exactly where you were always meant to be. Let us explore this further. This me that we are so busy defending, what is it really? If you look for it, you can't find it. It's like trying to see your own eyes without a mirror. You can see your hands, you can feel your breath, but the thinker of the thoughts, the sufferer of the pain, where is he? He's a phantom. He's a linguistic convenience. We have a word for I, so we assume there must be a thing that the word refers to. But just because we have a word for lightning doesn't mean there is a thing called lightning that does the flashing. The flashing is the lightning. In the same way, the living is you. There is no you who lives life. There is just life living itself as you. When you see this, the friction of trying to live begins to dissolve. You realize you don't have to try to be yourself, any more than a cat has to try to be a cat. You are already it, and the it that you are is a part of the total it. Think of the relief in that. You can stop the self-improvement projects. You can stop the constant anxiety about whether you are doing it right. How can you do life wrong? You are life. If you fall, that's life falling. If you succeed, that's life succeeding. It's all the same dance. The friction only comes back when you start thinking there is a you who should be doing something different than what life is actually doing. I should be more disciplined. I should be more enlightened. I should be less anxious. These shoulds are the soldiers in your war against reality. They are the friction makers. But look at them. They are just thoughts. They are tiny little ripples in the mind. They have no power over you unless you identify with them, unless you believe that the ripple is the whole pond. You see, the soul is not a thing that can be at war. The soul is the space in which the war happens, and space doesn't fight the objects within it. The sky doesn't fight the clouds. It lets the dark clouds come, and it lets the white clouds go, and the sky remains the sky, limitless, blue, and utterly unaffected. When you start to identify with the space, the consciousness, rather than the clouds, the thoughts and emotions, the suffering changes character. It becomes interesting. You can feel a pain in your body or a sadness in your heart and think, how fascinating. The universe is feeling sadness right now. What a profound vibration that is. You aren't in the sadness. The sadness is in you, and you are much bigger than anything that can happen to you. We spend our lives trying to be safe. We build walls of money, walls of reputation, walls of belief. We think that if we can just build the walls high enough, the friction of the world won't reach us. But the walls are the friction. The walls are what separate us from the flow, and anything separated from the flow begins to stagnate and rot. To be truly safe is to be completely vulnerable, to be like water. Water is the softest thing in the world, yet it can wear away the hardest rock. Why? Because it doesn't fight. It flows around the obstacle. It finds the lowest path. It accepts every shape of every vessel it is poured into. It is at peace with reality because it has no self to defend. We think that if we become like water, we will be weak. We think we will be swept away. But where can you be swept away to? You are already in the ocean. There is nowhere to go but here. There is no time to be but now. The great paradox is that when you stop resisting, you become incredibly powerful. Not the power of a bulldozer, but the power of a sail. A bulldozer has to fight the earth. It needs huge amounts of fuel and creates immense friction. A sail simply catches the wind that is already blowing. It uses the power of the universe to move. When you are at war with reality, you are trying to be a bulldozer. You are trying to push your way through life. And it's exhausting, isn't it? You're so tired. You're tired because you're carrying the whole world on your shoulders, and you were never meant to. The world is carrying you. Suppose you're on a train. You are sitting in your seat, but you are still holding your heavy luggage in your lap. You think you're helping the train along by carrying the weight, but the train is carrying both you and the luggage. You can put it down. You can rest. The train, reality, has got you. It's been moving you since before you had a name, and it will keep moving you long after your name is forgotten. So put down the bags. The friction you feel is the weight of those bags, the weight of your expectations, your regrets, your shoulds, and your musts. They are all imaginary. You are holding on to ghosts, and the ghosts are haunting you. But, you might say, what about death? Surely death is the ultimate friction. Surely I must fight against the end of my existence. But my dear friend, what is it that dies? Only the me that was never there in the first place. The me that was just a collection of memories and labels. The life that is in you, the awareness, the energy, the suchness. That cannot die because it was never born. It is the eternal now appearing as a temporary someone. When you realize this, death becomes the ultimate release of friction. It is the final letting go of the breath. And if you have practiced letting go every day, letting go of the last minute, letting go of your yesterday, letting go of your grudges, then death is not a catastrophe. It is a completion. It is the end of the song. And as we said, the song needs its end to be beautiful. Let us look at the ego one more time. It is like a knot in a piece of string. The knot feels very tight, very separate, very itself. It might look at the rest of the string and feel at war with the length and the curves, but the knot is nothing but the string itself, just in a temporary state of tension. When the string is pulled straight, where did the knot go? It didn't die exactly, because it wasn't a thing. The tension just vanished. Suffering is that tension. It is the knot of the self, and the war with reality is the effort to keep the knot tight as possible. We are afraid that if we untie the knot, we will be nothing. But you won't be nothing, you will be the whole string. The more you try to be someone, the more you suffer. The more you are willing to be no one, the more you are everything. It's the most beautiful joke in the universe. We are all God playing at not being God. We are the infinite pretending to be finite, and the friction is just the costume being a bit too tight. So wiggle a little, loosen the costume. Realize that you are the actor, not the character. The character might be suffering, yes. The character might be at war, but the actor is perfectly fine. The actor is enjoying the performance. When you stop taking yourself so seriously, the war ends. Humor is the great enemy of friction. When you can laugh at your own frantic efforts to control the wind, you have already won. Because in that laughter, there is an acceptance. Oh, look at me again, trying to be the boss of the universe. How silly of me. In that moment of laughter, the soul is no longer at war. It is at play. And that is the whole point. The universe is not a serious place. It is a playful place. It is a game of light and shadow, sound and silence, life and death. If you approach it as a soldier, you will find only enemies and friction. If you approach it as a dancer, you will find only rhythm and flow. You see, the reality you are at war with is actually your own reflection. It's like a dog barking at a mirror. He thinks he's fighting another dog, but he's only fighting himself. The moment he stops barking and wags his tail, the other dog wags his tail too. The world will always reflect your state of being. If you are at war within, the world will be a battlefield. If you are at peace within, the world will be a temple. Not because the world changed, but because you stopped creating the friction that made it feel like a war zone. So take a deep breath, and as you exhale, let out all the no's. Let out the no to the traffic, the no to the aging, the no to the uncertainty. Replace them with a quiet internal yes. Yes, it is raining. Yes, I am feeling tired. Yes, I don't know what will happen tomorrow. This yes is not a passive resignation. It is a dynamic alignment. It is the act of stepping onto the surfboard instead of trying to hold back the wave. And once you are on the board, once you have said yes to the wave, you can move, you can steer, you can perform feats of incredible grace, but only because you are no longer at war with the ocean. Think of the energy we spend every day just resisting what is already the case. We worry about things that have already happened, and we worry about things that might never happen. We are like a person who sits in a room and complains that the walls are the wrong color. You can spend your whole life complaining, but the walls are still that color. You are just creating friction for yourself. If you accept the color, you are suddenly free to think about something else. You are free to live in the room. Reality is the room. And it's a magnificent room if you stop banging your head against the walls. It's a room with infinite windows and doors that lead to other dimensions of experience. But you'll never see them as long as you are focused on the problem of the wall. The soul at war with reality is a soul that has forgotten how to play. It has become too serious. It thinks that its suffering is a sign of its importance, its depth, or its commitment. But suffering is just a sign of resistance. It's a sign that you are holding your breath. Let it go. Breathe. The universe is not asking you to be its master. It's asking you to be its expression. It's asking you to join the dance. And the dance doesn't require you to be perfect. It just requires you to move. Consider the bridge in this image. It doesn't fight the river. It lets the river pass under it. It carries the people over it. It is perfectly still, yet it is part of the movement. It accepts its position, its weight, and the flow of the water. It is a perfect harmony of opposites, stone and water, stillness and motion. You can be that bridge. You can be the place where the eternal meets the temporal. You can be the witness who sees the drama but isn't destroyed by it. The friction ends when the I ends. When you realize that the one who is suffering is just a thought, there is no one left to be at war. There is only the flowing. There is only the happening. There is only the suchness of this moment. And in that suchness, there is no room for suffering. There is only room for wonder. Look around you right now, not at your life in the abstract, your career, your past, your future, but at the right now. The light hitting the wall, the sound of a bird or a car in the distance, the sensation of your feet on the floor. Is there any friction in those things? Does the light suffer to hit the wall? Does the wall resist being lit? No, they are in perfect agreement. They are simply being. You can be like that too. You can simply be. You can be the yes that allows everything else to happen. And in that yes, you will find the peace that Marcus Aurelius sought in his tent and that Alan Watts found in his laughter. It is the peace of the soul that has finally declared a ceasefire with reality. It is the peace of the drop that has finally realized it is the ocean. The war is over, if you want it. The friction is gone. the moment you open your hands. You are the universe. You are the flow. You are the now. And in the now, everything is exactly as it should be, even the parts that aren't. That is the ultimate paradox. That is the ultimate liberation. So walk out of the battlefield. The gates are open. They were never actually locked. You were the only one holding the door shut from the inside. Step out into the sunlight. Stop fighting the wind. Let it blow through you. After all, what are you but the wind itself, taking a brief and beautiful human shape? Relax. The universe is doing it all. You are just along for the most wonderful ride there is. And when you stop trying to drive, you finally get to see where you're going. And it's beautiful. It's absolutely, undeniably beautiful.